this camera for like 50 years now, so I'm just gonna stop and just film. Hey y'all, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Let me cut it out. No, I don't know if this is more of a welcome back for you or a welcome back for me, or we're welcoming each other back. But I know that it's been a minute. I am aware that it's been a minute. I purposely didn't post for a minute, and I figured if I'm gonna start posting again, I at least need to let you guys know where I've been, what I've been doing, what's the tea, sis. So yeah, I mean, without further ado, let's just get into the video. Let's just jump into the meat and potatoes. So I don't know, I don't want to make this video super long, but I did feel like I had to come back with a video for you guys. Am I too low? Should I raise up? There we go. I just feel like you guys have been my true subscribers, have really been following me in my journey, doing all of this YouTube and all of this stuff. And you know, I just kind of wanted to come on screen, and you know, my page and my channel and everything that I'm about is always about being honest and transparent. I think that is so much going on in the world, and I just think that so many people feel the need to not be vulnerable and not be honest and not say what's been going on with them or anything in that nature. Just like, you know, I think people feel forced to keep up, or people feel forced to confine or conform to what everybody else thinks that they should be doing and should be. And I think it takes a lot of the personal out of it. I think it takes a lot of the vulnerability out of it. It takes a lot of the human to human interaction out of a lot of things. So I just pride myself on being a very transparent person, and I just felt like I'm not just gonna bust out and just come out of nowhere with a freaking makeup tutorial. Y'all like, girl, you ain't been here in like 2 years. Like, what are you doing? It's been 2 months, but it feels like 2 years. But yeah, I just wanted to come on here and kind of talk about a little bit about where I've been, where my mind's been at, the journey that I'm currently on, and just being honest, and you know, hoping that I can inspire one of you guys to, you know, have that moment. We are in my room, my humble abode. Of course, I'm not showing my whole room because that's for me. But I would say that I wanted to make it in to have a video like this in my space that I've been in, my comfort. So in my hoodie, like, I'm not all dressed up. Like, this is 9 times out of 10, besides the makeup, I usually have a hair wrap on and a hoodie. And there's this tweet that says, she's a bum 97% of the time, but that 3%, I'm giving y'all 3% right now, because normally I'll be on 97, okay? So, but anywho, so yeah, just in efforts I didn't write anything down. I didn't go on my head of what I was going to say. I kind of just knew that I wanted to make a video like this, and I'm just coming off the dome. So if I don't sound politically correct or, you know, anything like that, I apologize in advance, but I'm purely just going off of my heart and my mind. And if I'm a little all over the place, I apologize too. Kind of a little like midnight and I'm like really sleepy, but I didn't feel right if I didn't record. So basically, as you guys know, we were in quarantine I was in quarantine for 9 weeks. And I know this because my job has reiterated that I've been in quarantine for 9 weeks. So we went back to work May 24th. And so, you know, prior to that, I kind of had slowed down on recording videos. And I guess at the time, I was just going so hard with recording and trying to put out content in the amount of time. Like, I guess in my mind, I'm thinking, I'm out. I'm not working. I'm not, you know, I don't have to do anything. So I'm not working or anything, so I need to make sure that I'm putting something out, you know. And I applied that pressure to myself. And I think that that affected me a little bit, because at that point I felt like I was just doing it because I had to do it, and I wasn't doing it because I wanted to do it, if that makes sense. It started to feel very forced for me, and that kind of sucked, because I literally love recording. I love everything about YouTube and makeup, and, you know, you guys being inspired and happy from what you're seeing. But I just was not, I got to a point where I didn't feel like, let me backtrack. When we were in quarantine, before everything opened up, when I stopped filming, I simply just stopped doing it because I didn't feel like it. And I felt like I had that obligation. Like, I took some mental health days, and I was just like, I'm not going to record this week because mentally I'm just not there. And I feel like those weeks turned into, that week turned into weeks, if you get what I'm saying. Yeah, so at that time, I just simply just didn't want to do it. Like, I just wanted to just rest and be in the house and chill. And I won't say I got lazy. I just said, like, I'm sure you guys seen it all over Instagram. It was like a quote that says something like, just because, don't make people feel like during this downtime you have to be doing something. And I think that was like the thing. And I think because I never get free time from my job like that to record, like right now it's super late and I'm recording because I have work during the day, so I don't get that open freedom to record. And so I think that's kind of like the place I was in. Like, I just want to enjoy this time being off of work, like a free vacay. It's unfortunate, but that's essentially like how I started to look at it. Like, this is a free vacation. Like, you're getting paid. I had the blessing of getting paid while I was in quarantine, and I just wanted to enjoy not having to do anything, not having to answer anybody, being on my own time, if that makes sense. So that's kind of where I was at. So then closer to, you know, by the time we were coming back, I just think that, and the best way to say this, I think that people aren't sensitive, or I will say, I feel like my generation, I'm 27. So I feel like my generation is just very, I don't want to say lost, but I think the priorities is just off. Like, I don't 100% sometimes think that, I'm going to say we because I'm a part of this generation, but I think that our generation just doesn't pay attention to what's really going on, or what's the gravity of what's happening, or who it's affecting, or how it's affecting people. Like, people were more worried about not being able to go to the club. And I'm sitting here like, the club, like, there's people that don't know how they're going to feed their kids or how they're going to keep their house. Like, at that point, certain things just don't become as important. And I guess, you know, I've done the club thing, I've done the going out thing, and, you know, I'm young, I still do that. But I guess, like, my mind state was just different. And it started to become extremely depressing to me. Like, literally, there's people dying, and there's people who don't have jobs, and there's people who don't know how they're going to keep their house, how they're going to eat. And all of those things will be playing in my head all the time. And in my house, they watch the news. My mom watched the news all the time. So I was constantly seeing the news, what was going on, what was happening. And at that point, it just became like extremely, extremely depressing to me, and it became extremely sad, because I'm sitting here playing in makeup, but there's people that's like really sick and like really can't, you know. So there was that piece of it, and it's honestly, it's a lot of pieces to it that I probably don't even have enough time to explain in a video, but it's so many pieces to it, and it's like, on how I was feeling and how I was digesting it. Like, it was a lot during that time. So And I think mental health is just something that we don't talk about enough. And I'm like an advocate for mental health, especially within Black people. I don't think Black people talk about mental health enough. I don't think that our parents and things like that grew up in a time where it was okay to not mentally be okay, like, and to voice that out loud. Like, it was kind of like you gotta silently fight your demons. But I will say during this time, I have been very, very vocal about my mental health and my mental state. And there's literally no one around me in my life right now that has not supported or understood or listened or been there when I've had my breakdowns, when I've cried or anything like that. And they've all told me, take a break from YouTube if you need to. Take a break if you need to, if that's what you need to do to be the best version of Amber that you can be. And I took that advice, and I didn't rush back. Like, I didn't rush back to YouTube. And every time I thought about it, one of my good friends was just like, you come back when you're ready. And, I feel ready now. But I think it's because I've been taking a lot of time to understand myself and feed myself and like focus on me and focus on things that are important to me, and instead of chasing something, it's hard to explain, because at the end of the day, I am chasing something. Like, this is my goal, this is what I want to do. But when you're not in tune with your star player, as Cat Williams would say, which is myself, if you're not in tune with yourself, it's so hard for you to be in tune or align everything else in your life. You gotta take a moment to focus on you. Especially with me trying to get knee deep in the beauty field and stuff like that. It's very superficial sometimes. It can be very challenging, because at the end of the day, if you don't have a certain look, or if you don't even have confidence, you're not going to get far. And I think one of my issues that I'm currently tackling, and I'm very transparent, is my confidence. And I stopped recording because, of course, during quarantine, all you're doing is eating. And I had gained weight, and I became very uncomfortable with that. I became uncomfortable with how I looked on camera. I became uncomfortable with the weight. I like it in some areas. Don't get me wrong. No, but on a serious note, I wasn't comfortable on camera. Like, I just didn't want to film. Some days I couldn't even explain why I didn't want to film. I just didn't want to sit down. I didn't want to touch makeup. I didn't want to do anything. I just wanted to lay around. And my anxiety was at a heightened sense, because I do have a child. So with anything dealing with Corona, I'm not just worrying about myself, I'm worrying about my daughter, I'm worried about my family. So I guess every time I left the house, I kind of had anxiety for a long time. So that was taking a toll on me, and that was taking a lot of energy out of me. And then it just was a cluster bubble of things. And it was just like really stressful. And I was just like, if there's one thing that I could take off my plate to make sure I'm not stressed, YouTube it is. If I'm being honest, honestly, social media for me was becoming too much. I have had this issue, and that's why confidence is something that I'm working on. I've had this issue with comparing myself to other people for a very long time. And I know that everything that glitters isn't gold. Everything that you see isn't true. And I'm learning that. But even as an adult, that is something that I've had to learn. Like, especially now, because when you're in quarantine, or even when stuff is, closing earlier, just our whole way of life is just different now. So you have more time to be on your phone. You have more time to be on social media. And, I actually did a Instagram fast. I didn't get on Instagram for 2 weeks. Now, 2 weeks isn't a long time. Doesn't sound like a long time, but that's a long time for me, because you got to think, like, I'm waking up, get on Instagram. Like, I'm on Instagram all the time, but it was getting to the point where I was not benefiting from being on there. I was getting more sad or more depressed more angry and comparing myself. And so at that point, I was just like, I gotta cut this because there's nothing healthy about this. There's nothing healthy about feeling like you have to be on an app, feeling like you have to keep up, feeling like you're less than because you don't do or have X, Y, and Z. Like, that's not how life should be. And so I kind of had to learn that a little bit the hard way. And that was Amber. That was being honest with yourself and saying, Amber, you cannot handle Instagram right now. And honestly, that actually happened. If I backtrack, I took my Instagram break during the right a little after the Black Lives Matter movement started to really, like, all the protests and stuff like that. And so boom, I'm at work, I'm back to work. I'm thinking I'm gonna get back to work, I'm gonna get back to filming. Still didn't feel like filming because now I'm tired from work. Work has become overwhelming because now we're having to readjust life with Corona. Now I'm having to work is different. Everything is just different. And so I was trying to adjust to that. And then boom, they killed George Floyd. And the whole world goes upside down. And so then I became scared of Corona. I became angry at the inequalities that we face as Black people. And then I overall became frustrated on top of things that I'm dealing with internally. So for me, that time was kind of like a dark little bubble for me. I just did not feel happy. And I could articulately say, I don't feel happy. I don't feel like myself. I don't want to do anything. Like, I was just in this funk. And you know, I talked to my family, my friends, and, you know, they just understood. And they, you know, I think one of the things when you're feeling down and out is seeing how the people that care about you really become sad with you because they know that they don't want you to feel that way. But I got really depressed, and my anxiety was up, and I was feeling so many different emotions. I was angry, I was sad, I was scared, you know. Like, now I have to be scared of Corona and the police. Like, it just became too much. And then I felt like I love my Black people, you know, and I have a Black baby. And that whole time with the protests and everything, and it's still going on, it's still Black Lives Matter, no matter what, it's still all that, you know, I'm behind it. But it was a little bit more aggressive in the beginning, and I will say that was like, it was just a lot to digest. and then it was just constant. So at that point, I was just like, we have to remember, and I can do a video on mental illness, but we have to remember that we're getting a bunch of PTSD off of the strength of what's going on. And I'm only 27. I'm sure everybody that watches my videos is a wide range of ages, but I'm only 27. So to experience all of this at the same time mentally is exhausting, it's draining. And at that point, I'm just like, I don't have the energy to record. I don't even feel good to record. And when you don't feel good, it shows. Like, my sadness, I know, was going to show on camera, and I wasn't ready to let anybody know that I was experiencing that. And I was just like, nope. And it has caused me subscribers, and it's caused me people unfollowing me, and that's okay. You know, at first I was like, wow, that sucks. But then I was just like, you know, then they weren't true followers anyways. I was a part of this group that I had to get out of, because it was not good for my mental health. And in so many ways, I can't explain like how that group just did not help me, but it just didn't. And I just quietly removed myself. And I was just like, I gotta do stuff for me. I can't do stuff for everybody else. And you know, mentally I'm okay. I'm going to therapy. So my Black people, please, like, if you're Black and you're watching this, if you really don't feel good or you don't feel good about yourself, it is okay. And you feel like you're talking to your family and you're doing what you can and it's not working, it is okay to go to a therapist. It does not make you crazy. It doesn't make you stupid. It doesn't make you unable to handle things. It makes you even more powerful because you saw that you had a problem and you wanted to try everything to fix whatever it is that is bothering you internally. And no one can fix that but you. So I go to therapy. I started working out like today. But I guess my thing was I can't keep complaining about something and I'm not trying to fix it. So now I'm working out and I'm going to therapy, and I'm just in a little bit more of a positive mood, hence why I'm sitting here and I'm recording, and I kind of just used that time that I wasn't recording to just go back to the drawing boards. Amber, what is it that you want to put out? What's the content that you want? What do your people want to see? You know, and kind of just get back to that momentum that I had when I was just recording whatever came to my mind and my ideas and just being unapologetically me. And if that gets me, you know, the amount of subscribers that I have right now, and that's all I ever get, I'm so happy and content with that, because I know that those are truly people who value me. And my big thing has always been to feel valued. I don't like when I don't feel valued. And so I appreciate every last one of you who is watching this video. I appreciate you so much, because it's just, you don't have to watch my videos. You don't have to tune in, but you do. And I appreciate that. So I appreciate you. But yeah, I mean, in a nutshell, I just was not feeling like Amber. I wasn't feeling like myself. I was extremely depressed. And the world right now is extremely depressing. It is. It's depressing to open up your Twitter or your Instagram and see someone else getting killed that looks like you or looks like a family member or looks like a friend. It's depressing when you pull up your phone and all of a sudden you see 30,000 more people died of corona. Like, that's depressing. It's depressing when you know that you've been stuck in the house and you've gained weight and you see it and you don't feel right, and then you get on Instagram and all you see is half-naked people. and especially when you're at a weight that you're not used to. So, and as silly as those things may sound, that's how people really feel. That's how I really felt for 2 months. I really felt, and I've dealt with depression and anxiety on and off. It's not, that part isn't new to me. The things that were triggering it were new to me. And I had to figure out, Amber, how are you going to deal with this situation that we got going a little bit better? I think one of my best friends said, you meet it head on at the door. And I just said, you know what? That's what I have to do. And I met it head on at the door. And I'm just like, what are we going to do to fix this? Because we're not staying in this bubble any longer. You are going to be better. You're going to do better. You're going to want better. And that's just where I was at. And I'm just like, we're going to make a change. You have to put in your mind that you want to change your life. And I just knew that if I continued down the road that I was going down and feeling how I was feeling, I wasn't going to ever accomplish anything. Not only that, I have a baby. I have a daughter, and I want her to know that her mother is strong and that it's okay to be weak or vulnerable as long as you pick your head up and you get right back up. And that's what I'm essentially trying to show her, and that's what I'm trying to do too. And I just want to say I'm still learning social media, and people have to say this to me, but Do not let social media make you feel like you are less than, like you're not beautiful, like you're not smart, like you're not doing enough. Not even Instagram, but Instagram is just an easier place. But it's just like, it's an easier place to get triggered. Like Instagram is a trigger. So, you know, now I actually limit how much, I deleted the app for 2 weeks. But now I limit how much I'm on it. Now I limit what I do. And, you know, I'm on it, and then I'm not on it. I choose when I'm on it and when I'm not on it. I think during this time, I got back to a lot of things that made Amber happy. Like I watched, a lot of y'all probably know, if y'all watch my videos, y'all know, I'm a big Harry Potter fan. I watched the entire series. I hadn't watched the entire series in so long, and I literally watched the entire series, movies 1 through 8. It's 7 books. There's 8 movies. It was broken up into 2 parts, just in case y'all didn't know. But I watched that. Favorite series. I watched Forrest Gump. I listened to music. I came up with more ideas on things that I want to do. I spend time with my baby. I spend time with people that I love and I care about. And it just felt good. It just felt good to be in reality. So with that being said, that's exactly where I've been. I've just been kind of doing me and getting back to Amber and doing things that make me happy. And I've been trying to feed myself to get better. And in order for me to get on here and film, I have to feed myself. But filming feeds me too. So I'm back. And I appreciate everybody's patience. I appreciate everybody just rocking with me. If you're still subscribed, if you're still watching, I have people asking me, where's the video? When do you come back out with a video? And I'm like, soon. But I just say, I'm so excited about certain things that I want to do. And at this point, you know, 2020 is a bust. But I'm using the next 5 months, because we're 7, 5 months, to just plan and set up for 2021. And I'm not going to say 2021 is my year, but I am going to say that's the year where I do some things differently. And I do things that I thoroughly have been wanting to do. Because at this point, I just feel like, what's the worst that we have? What's the worst that I have to lose? I'm only hurting myself if I never try to do what I truly want to do. So I have so many different ideas, video ideas, content ideas, things that I want to come out with. So, yeah, that's where I've been. And that's that's sincerely coming from my heart. And I hope that this video, even if you don't jump and make a change right away, I do, however, hope that this video inspires you. I hope that it makes you feel like, yeah, I mean, I'm not alone, you know? I know what it feels like to feel like you're alone, and I hate when people feel that way. So I hope that this video allows you to think you're not alone. We're all in this together. We're all going through it. My Black people, we need to be strong together. And I just have so many different ideas and content and things that I want to do. And I'm not going to let nothing or nobody stop me anymore. And so with that being said, I am back. We are recording. I'm putting some videos out. May play with the schedule a little bit. May start with 1 video a week and then move back to 2. I do know that I want to baby step my way back into it. I want to do what's right for me. So if 1 video a week works for me right now, I'll do 1. If I want to go back to 2, I'll do 2. I just want to make sure that I'm putting out quality content. I'm putting out content that you guys want to see, and I'm not just putting it out just to say that I put something out, because I felt like that's what it was starting to become. So, y'all like my hair? Yeah, I took my hair out and put braids right back in, because once I went back to work, I was just like, oh, can't do it. Okay. So, yeah, I'm actually just rambling at this point because I'm kind of mad. that my hair is looking crazy right here. Oh yeah, but anywho, so with that being said, I have nothing else to say. I just wanted to come and talk and check in and kind of give you guys the real deal spiel, Holyfield, whatever they be saying. I just wanted to tell you guys honestly from my heart exactly what was going on and where I've been and why I haven't been recording and why it's been so long. And again, just to make you guys feel like you're not alone and everybody goes through something. Everybody has stuff they're going through, but it's not about what you're going through. It's how you overcome it and how you become a better person. And I'm not perfect and I struggle every day, but I feel good and I'm in a good place knowing that I'm trying and that I know everything's going to get better. And I'm content with that. I'm happy. I'm happy with that. So with that being said, if you're watching this video, make sure, and you have not subscribed to me yet, make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, share, tell your homegirls, tell the homies about my channel. They can get some good tips. Comment down below what your thoughts are, how you've been feeling, if you felt the same way. Be sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at AmberMMac_. Follow my blog. I'm getting back to that slowly but surely. One thing at a time, baby steps. But my blog is sincerelyambermariemac.com. You can go to that and get all caught up on some of my blog posts. And yeah, just stay tuned because when I tell you I got some stuff in the mix, I got some stuff in the mix. I'm so excited. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for showing love. Thank you for caring. And I appreciate all of you. And I will see you in my next video.